Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers, and I haven't done this in a while. 4 times to do something, right? I used to get a kick out of that because I only have 4 fingers on this hand, and so it always throws people off guard when you see that thumbnail like that. But it's true, it's not Photoshop. We are talking today about borrowing from your home, right? I'm a little bit more loose on some of this than most people, but let me explain a few things here for you. First, we could all argue when it's okay to take from a 401k, like a 401k loan. You're able to do, most people are allowed to do those things. Borrow from whole life insurance, very popular these days. So you could make arguments for why you would take either from one or the other, or if it's okay to do that. At the end of the day, it's you, right? This is your dollars. Do these dollars make sense to come from this area, or maybe they should come from over here? But sometimes we get carried away, and I wouldn't have even thought of this video if it weren't for all the questions that I get about this. Fascinating stuff here. Would you borrow from a whole life policy to pay off credit cards? All right, maybe that makes sense, right? I mean, I could understand that. Huge spread there, you get your interest, you're still building interest and all that. Would you take a 401k loan to pay off a credit card, right? Those are all things that you could argue, and each person's gonna have a different thing here. But today I'm talking about the home equity loans, because this is getting really popular out there. People are saying, I've got cash, but look what I could do if I took the equity out of my house. And by the way, I have a whole lot of equity in my house. I could do amazing things. Slow down. Let's just talk about this for a second. Number one, I would have never thought this was a thing unless I got this question so many times. You do not take a home equity loan to pay off business debts, right? So in other words, you would take a home equity loan, you would loan the money to the business, you would take that money and pay off your debts. No, God, no. Every time I get asked this question, I go, all right, I took that for granted. I would have thought that was not something that we would have talked about. What you do is you look to restructure those loans. You spend time on building your company or your corporate credit profile, right? Businesses go through bad times as well, and the last thing you want to do is have something troubling happen with your business. You lose your business, you lose your paycheck, you lose your house, right? Don't tie your house into your business. I would have thought that was self-explanatory. If you want to leave a comment saying, how ridiculous was that, I would understand, but it comes up, so I have to mention it. Number 2, do not borrow from your house to invest in other houses, right? Now, this one's always people that are new to the game, right? And they're like, I've seen it, I know I need to invest in real estate, I have a little bit of money, and I'll get the rest from a home equity loan. Don't do that. The inexperience of you in that beginning stage there doesn't warrant the money, right? It doesn't mean you should have the money. It's kind of like when you were 23 years old, what if someone gave you $1 million? Most of you would not have done the right thing with it. I've shared the story with you before how I had a penny stock and it was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I was extremely young. It didn't work out, right? I didn't sell it, right? And so I ended up with really like $30,000. It's okay, because had I made the $400,000, I'd have blown it anyways. I know that now as an adult, but as a kid, I felt pretty stupid. The greatest advantages in real estate start to kick in when you already have some dough. Not when you're scrounging pennies together to make a deal work, right? You can. There are hustlers out there that I know some of you would just go get it, and good luck to you. But you really probably prefer the 401k loan for that. If you're going to buy, I would prefer that, to be honest, because at least you're not going to lose your house if you screw up a large transaction like buying a house, flipping a house, renting a house. They don't pay you the rent and all that great stuff. So I'd prefer a 401k loan there. I would not use that to buy extra real estate as your first, rodeo, so to speak. Number 3, do not use a home equity loan to pay for college. My gosh, this comes up a lot. I'm serious, right? Don't tie your house to your kids going to college, or you will be living in your kids' house after they finish college. You don't want to do that, right? I don't want to do that, and my kid's barely old enough to go have her own place, right? So it's really not even. So spend time investing in your child, right? Invest in the helping them find scholarships. Invest in them teaching them what grants are, where they can get them, how they might find them, how they might sign up for them, what they qualify for, right? And even invest time showing them how to get a student loan if you absolutely have to. Keep them out of that trouble, but do not take your house and pay for your kids' college. It's just not a good deal, right? Maybe for somebody, but it's not something I would do there. And then finally, number 4, do not take from your home to invest in stocks. Now wait, don't stop. Wait, hold on. I'm not saying to speculate in the stock market. Some people have asked that. I got $100,000 in my house. If I take it out, I've been trading well. Could I go trade with the $100,000, make some real money? That I'm not talking about. You can't stop those people. They're going to do it whether you tell them no or not. I figured that out. I'm talking about the people that thought it through one step further and they said, I could take a considerable amount of money out of my house and build a massive portfolio of dividend-paying stocks and therefore collect the payments. I don't care if the fluctuation goes up and down because I've got that yield, right? I actually applaud people for thinking it through that far, but it's still tied to your house. Just think about little over 1 year ago. What would have happened if you did that? You wouldn't care. Markets fell 30%. You go, that's fine. I have all these positions. They're paying dividends. I can make my payment, and I can make a little money on the side after taxes. Well, I can tell you, as someone who manages a dividend portfolio with a massive amount of stocks already inside of it, I can tell you that last year was a tough year because what happened? Companies started cutting their dividends. All of a sudden, you're relying on a dividend, and the company's falling, and they cut their dividends, so you go, well, I have to move that money to another stock that pays dividends. What did you have to do? You had to sell it on the way down to go move it into another company. You lost money. So if it fell 30% and you had to move it to go get a yield of 3.5% or 4%, how long until you make back the loss on that segment of dollars there? So it's a decent idea, and I love the thinking, that extra level. I just wouldn't tie it to your house. No. No. Okay? All right. So number 4, don't use your home equity to pay off business debts. I don't know. Number 2, don't invest in real estate, especially if you first try there with your home equity loan or home equity line of credit or anything. Number 3, don't use it to pay for college for your kids, grandkids, whatever. Just come on. And number 4, don't use it to invest in the stock market. I hope that helps you. I'm going to get back to building our studios here. I do appreciate you watching. If I helped you in some way or pissed you off, if you'll hit the subscribe button, I really appreciate it, because we're going to keep coming back. We're going to do more, and we'll see you on Monday for the closing beat. Enjoy your day.